Bum 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 bum. Anyways.
Hey, welcome to episode 4 of the VGFcast. I'm Ryan. I'm here with the usual Taylor and Chris, and we're talking a bunch of Siege this week. It's going to be fun. Last week we barely talked any Siege.
And then this week we played a crap ton of Siege. Oh my god.
We did play a lot of Siege.
Oh man.
We're also going to talk a little bit about the PS4 Neo, if you've heard about that, and our thoughts on that. We're going to talk about Rocket League, the Hoops update. So we got a good show coming up, hopefully. And but of course, got to start with the moment's grievance.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't start a podcast without whining about something.
We love the wine
and cheese. Okay, guys, I got a good one this week.
All right.
First of all, I want to follow up a little bit on my last week's grievance. So last week I talked about internet people and how they suck and they pick fights when there's no reason to, and about people like bashing on my gaming PCs that I try to sell. Mm-hmm. Quick follow up: the dude that we talked about that like owned his own computer store and also sells gaming PCs, and he came in and like bullying me basically. He posted on another one of my posts and was like, basically like, hey kid, I know you're just out of high school and you're just trying to like get into this thing and like, what else did he say?
He's like, you really need to chill out. Like, I admire
buddy.
your chain.
He called you buddy. I thought that was like the most demeaning thing.
Yeah, he kept calling me buddy and stuff, and like,
shut up.
He's like, quit trolling other people's posts. Like, as he's trolling my post.
The best part is your trolling, quotation marks, has been like, hey, that seems like a sweet deal. Somebody should take a hold of this.
Exactly, on his own post.
Yeah, like you were being nice to him, and he's like, yeah.
So, yes, that anger continues, but I have a new grievance. And this is TV streaming services and the way they do commercials.
Hey, freaking man. Hulu? Are we going to talk Hulu?
Okay, well, Hulu is actually not so bad. Okay, I hate that Hulu Plus, you pay for it and you get commercials. It's dumb.
That's dumb.
But, so like, mostly I'm talking about like network things. So like CBS, NBC, and stuff like that. Like, okay, if you want to run your commercials on your streamed service, I understand that. I'm fine with that. You know, I'm watching your thing for free. I'm totally fine with watching commercials, but you better do it right. Which means if I stop mid-show and I come back later and I'm trying to find where I was, I shouldn't have to watch a commercial every time I skip through part of the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I hate that.
And if you see the wrong spot and you go to skip back, it makes you watch another one.
Yeah, you start the show, you start with like a 15 or 30 second commercial, then you fast forward to where you think you are, you end up having to watch like 4 commercials. Oh, that's not right. I have to fast forward more and I have to watch another 4 commercials. It's like, this is like, you should keep a cache. It's like, hey, if you've watched a commercial in the past minute, we're not going to show you commercials.
Or it's like, hey, you have to watch X amount of commercial time for X amount of show time. Like,
exactly.
Not where I am. Hey, I've watched 3 minutes. It's time for a commercial. Just put a running tally on it.
Yeah, it's so dumb. And then the other thing, you better freaking have more than 3 commercials, okay?
Oh my
like,
gosh.
If I'm binge watching a show on your stupid network, I don't want to watch the same 3 commercials over and over and over again. Get some variety.
That is my problem with Hulu, is you watch the same commercial over and over and over again. So it's like, I don't even care about the commercial. It's the fact that I hate Tide detergent. I will never buy that freaking product because I've seen that dumb. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen the Verizon balls. I had that commercial memorized.
I still haven't seen that one. That's a funny thing.
Are you serious?
Commercial. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The NFL does it even worse, like with Verizon NFL Now or whatever. It's not NFL Now, but it's like Verizon. You get to watch NFL games for free in your area, and they have it like it's awful. Like you watch the same commercials whenever there's a break. You just watch the same one like 3 times in a row, and the next break you're watching the same one 3 times. Like there's no other variety. It's just the same commercial.
Yeah, how hard is it just to have a bunch of commercials that are ready to stream at a moment's notice, and you just randomize it?
Come on,
It doesn't
sales
seem like it'd be that
staff,
hard.
do your job.
Freak, man.
Get some more commercials.
Okay, that's me. Who wants to go next?
That's a good one. Okay, I got one. I got to compose myself so I can keep this short. Went 2 years without seeing a dentist. Get back.
Smart.
Of course,
Very.
right? Go and see a dentist. And so I went to a pediatrician dentist like all growing up because my brother has a muscle disease, can't open his mouth very wide. So all the kids went to this dentist way longer than we should have. He was awesome. So after this shtick, it was like after high school, I go to my parents' dentist, and this guy is a freaking douchebag. He is the absolute worst human being I have ever had. Anyways, so he opens up my mouth, the tooth on the left side of my mouth. He's like, oh, I have a cavity there. And he's like, I think there's a cavity underneath it. I'm not 100% sure, but we should probably take care of it. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. But at the same time, nobody wants a tooth that's hurting. So I'm like, all right, let's schedule a time and do it. He's like, we could probably do it right now. Now I'm pretty squeamish when it comes to the dentist already, as evidenced by my 2-year hiatus. And he's like, well, it's really small if it's there. Let's just get it done. I was like, oh, I need a month to prepare myself mentally. He's like, all right, I got this. And he pulls out the drill and starts going to my mouth. And I literally I push his hand away. It's like, whoa, buddy. No. Where's the numbing? Like, give me the shot, man. Like, he's like, it's really small. It's not worth billing your insurance. I was like, freak yes it is. Like, bill my insurance for the gas. Like, I'm not doing this without anesthetic. He's like, well, let's just start and see how you feel. Well, the second he puts a metal drill to a tooth that's sore, like, I just freak out, right? So he's like, oh, maybe it's cheaper than I thought. Maybe we should use some anesthetic. And I was like, yeah, thanks a lot, dummy. Like, gosh. So he numbs me up and he does it. And he's like, man, this is just weird. And it's like, okay, that's comforting. That's what you want to hear from a dentist.
Dentist?
Like, are you drunk? Like, what's going on right now? Like,
he just took a hit of laughing gas himself.
Like, all of my fears for going to the dentist were like 100% validated within 2 seconds. I was like, okay, this is stupid. So I go home and he levels it off and my tooth hurts. And like the way that he after he packed the filling and like, you know how they do like the sculpting work, there was like this big jagged gouge on it. So when I chew, it like stab into my tooth on the bottom part and totally hurt. And so I call him up and it's like, hey, we got a problem. Like, I can't chew. This is stupid. And so he goes in there and he's like, I think you're probably fine. You're just being sensitive. It's like, freak, I'm paying you. I don't care if I'm being sensitive. Make it so it's less uncomfortable, you moron. And so
I love this story.
Gosh, so he pulls out the drill and I was like, are you serious? We're going to do this all over again? Like, give me the freaking gas. Like, numb me up. He's like, oh my gosh. And so he does it. And he's like, all like being snooty about it. I don't know what he did to that tooth, but like I went home that day and it hurt way more than it did the first time. And I was like, F that. I'm never going to the freaking dentist again. Before I went, my tooth didn't hurt. And then after I went, there's just like pain. I have not been to the dentist since then. It's been 5 years. And every now and again, that tooth hurts. And so lately, that tooth has been hurting. And I'm like, that freaking Dr. Hansen, like, what I wouldn't do just to take that drill to him. So that's my moment's grievance this week, being pissed about my tooth.
I think you need to find a new dentist.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I know.
Have you checked out another dentist?
Yeah, so my wife, when she moved here, she found a great dentist. She absolutely loves him, blah, blah, blah. So the plan is to go at some point, but maybe I'll just wait till I get insurance.
Why have your parents been going to this dentist for that long?
I guess, so they told me they had been, and then after I went, she's like, oh yeah, like I've only been to him once. He's kind of a jerk, isn't he? I was like, okay, are you serious? I haven't been for 2 years and that's who you send me to? Are you kidding me? Gosh.
That's a shame.
I can tell that I was actually grieved about this moment because my mic's been in the red line for basically the whole time I've been talking. All right. Calm down, tooth. We're fine. But yeah, that's my moment's grievance. Gosh.
All right, we got dentists and streaming. Chris, can you top it?
I believe I can. So 2 days ago, I get an email from one of the Ubisoft Rainbow Six Siege community managers, and he invites me to E3 100% full ride. They're going to pay for the plane. They're going to pay for the hotel. They're going to pay for me to be the star player. They want me to play at E3, whatever that means. I don't know what that is. But they're going to pay for everything for the whole 4 days of E3 from June 12th to June 16th. And then so I'm looking at this whole thing, like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. That I see the dates is June 12th, June 16th, and I'm leaving on June 1st to go to Costa Rica for 2 years. So I don't get to go. But I am 100% paid for and invited by Ubisoft.
It sucks.
And I can't participate.
It's the worst timing.
It's really upsetting. So that's my moment's grievance.
That's not even like a grievance. That's just sad. That's like going to a funeral. We're grieving for you. You're not grieving for anything.
Awful.
It is really sad. But it's also funny.
It is kind of funny.
Like we've been talking about Icy Cat and like, how did he get invited to all this stuff? And Chris has been especially like, dude, I'm pretty good at this game. I participate. Where's my recognition? Hey, how about we send you to E3? Wah, wah. I can't. Dang it. It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, man. Awesome. Well, shall we get into Siege?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's start with Clever.
Oh, my gosh. This is so bad.
Vws.Clever. So if you don't know...
I believe...
I
That's
believe.
my whole statement about him.
Yeah,
I believe.
If you don't know...
Where have you
Clever,
been?
Yeah, you haven't been on the sub. Clever is a player, pro league, whatever, for the team VWS, and he has been accused of hacking, primarily by other pro league players who played against him. And basically, they went through a bunch of videos of him playing in pro league matches. And if you watch these videos, so there's one video that a guy named Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made it. And so he takes a bunch of clips from Clever streaming. And you basically watch Clever make these call outs that there's no way he would know that somebody was there. And you see his eyes are flitting over to his second monitor just frequently throughout the match, and especially right before he makes call outs.
Yeah, I was about to say, and not just like Chris, oh, I'm obsessed with Reddit. It's oh, hey, I'm in a firefight and he's looking over at this screen.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
the most intense moments, especially as a pro league player. I'm playing casual here, and every once in a while I look at a Reddit post in the middle of a match, but it's not like I'm about to go peek someone. Let's look at my second monitor real fast.
Yeah.
During a pro match. What are you doing?
Absolutely. And so there's no hard and fast evidence that he's cheating, but there's pretty clear, inclinations that he's using some kind of wall hack, and that he has superhuman knowledge of where the enemy is on the map
at all times.
And oh my gosh, it's disgusting.
It's so bad. And you know what? When I first I heard the rumblings of this, and I didn't really care about the pro league. I had hopped onto the stream a couple times just to watch the guys, but I mean, I do the same thing with real sports. I'm not super interested in watching them when I can play them. And so I'm kind of the same way with video games, where it's I'd rather play than watch the pro league. But I've been hearing all this crap about Clever, and it's oh my gosh, accusations, of course. I knew this was going to happen. And then you watch this video with Canadian, and each individual moment you can kind of be oh, that's a little fishy. But you watch him end on end on end, and I was oh my freak, there's no way. This is so gross.
Yeah, and to add on top of it, everything in Canadian's thing is just from 2 or 3 matches.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have to go far to find a bunch of evidence. On top of that, as soon as this video came out, Clever deleted all of his VODs of his matches. So there's no longer videos that you can find except for the one that Canadian made. What else is going on? So Clever's excuse is that he has IT work, and that he's looking to check on his IT work on his second monitor in the middle of pro league matches.
The dumbest excuse ever. I'm an IT professional, and I have to make sure none of the sites go down. Yeah, freaking right.
Every 3 seconds, you have to make sure your job is to sit there and stare at your monitor.
And are you going to quit if there's an emergency in a pro league game?
I could see in between matches, when after they pick an operator, but it's in the middle of some firefight.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody does that.
Oh my gosh, there might be a guy in the kitchen. Let me just double check. Yep, www.puppies.us are okay.
And the one that got the most,
he's still in the kitchen.
Is when that one clip where he's he had left his PC, he comes back, puts on his headphones, and goes, "They're planting kitchen, I believe."
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the best one. So we'll link these videos in the description, but So if I watched these Canadian ones and I was like, yeah, that's like really fishy, but I can understand why ESL isn't making any
like definitive bans.
Yeah, definitive bans, because you can't necessarily say it's proof. But there's this other video, it's just one clip where Clever dies, he goes to the bathroom, his screen's on a camera, right? The camera gets shot. So when he comes back to his screen, it's just static. You know, when you're looking at a dead camera, he comes back, puts on his headphones, switches to one of his teammates' views, and immediately says, "They're planting kitchen, I believe," and then immediately calls out where the two people are
in the kitchen. And it's not even like, I think they're in the kitchen. They're in the kitchen, I believe. Like,
yeah,
it just
teammate, you need to go flank this way because they're in this corner and that corner. Like, he just walked back. He was gone for 2 minutes. There's no way. No way.
Did you see what his excuse was for that?
No.
I have what my value to the team is, especially as the team captain, is I have this uncanny map awareness. And so sometimes I say, I understand. And he's like, and as the team captain, I have to say things as though I know them so that there's no hesitation on their part. I was like, okay, spare me. You had map awareness from the bathroom.
Yeah, from the bathroom. Uncanny is right, man.
He divined it from the porcelain? Come on.
And this is the part that makes me the most sick. If he'd been cheating, he got caught, and he came out and said, yeah, I was cheating. Or even if he just went silent about it and disappeared off the face of the earth, I'd be like,
crawled
okay,
in his douchebag hidey hole.
Yeah, you're a douche, but you know, whatever, it happens. But he's sitting here, he's arguing these points. He's trying to basically say that everybody in the community is just sour and stupid, and that like he's like just belittling all of us because he's like, oh, you're all so salty about the fact that we won. And it's like, no, dude, you're cheating. Like, just admit it. It's obvious.
Oh, the best part is they make it to LAN, right? Like, they're going to be in a room
to the finals.
And he's like, oh, I think I'm going to step down and just be captain. I'm not going to play. And you're like, okay, seriously?
Because you suck when you actually are playing real.
Can it get more fishy?
I mean, that's the other thing is like, yeah, true. People have gone overboard and done some pretty horrendous things towards him. Like, there's no real excuse for that. Fighting douchebaggery with douchebaggery doesn't do anybody any good, right? But why not play? Like, you just, everything he's done, I feel like is the wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just the way he's responded about, like, I feel like if let's say that you were playing honestly and you got accused of hacking. I can only think of a few responses, and like one of them is like getting super, super defensive about it. Like being super offended that people would accuse you of that when you know you weren't doing it, because that's how you get when people accuse you of something you didn't do. It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Or I could see you just being completely silent on it because you're like, well, there's no way I can respond to this that's going to be good. But the way he's responding is not any of the ways that you would respond, where you're like, you're kind of calm about it, but you're replying to everything and you have an excuse for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it just doesn't seem right.
Did you hear his official reason why he's no longer taking part in the pro scene?
No.
He has some job opportunity or something.
Like, oh, the day before this last match, it turns out I got a sweet new IT job, and I'm going to devote more time to that. It's like, oh, again, the most convenient
You wouldn't do
excuse
that. Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
I guarantee he's not getting any job opportunities.
No. Well, yeah, let's get real.
Yeah.
My boss is looking for an IT guy. He's not going to Google him and find a bunch of pro league stuff and be like, I don't want him. But if he's looking in a big IT department, a bunch of nerds, there's a chance.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't know the guy, and I don't want to attack him personally. I was just making a joke, but as far as this goes, it's just disgusting. Like,
see, my ultimate, it's just, we have this little text group between Chris, Ryan, and I, and when I've bagged out on doing my part of the podcast post, they'll ask questions and I just respond with an emoji. Like, just and it's not even an emoji that makes sense. Like, hey dude, is the podcast going to be done? Like, are we ever going to post it? And I'll just send back a cow or a turtle. And then just non-confrontational. Don't even address it. That is the system when you know you are clearly wrong. But when you know you're wrong and you have no defense, don't come up with a defense. Just send a turtle. That is the key.
That's the proper response, Clever.
So
send turtle emojis.
Dear Clever, from the bottom of Taylor's heart, just send the turtle, man. That's all that it takes.
So anyway, those are our thoughts on Clever, and it's ridiculous. And so that leads us into hacking is a huge problem in Siege, and it's only getting worse. Like I just feel like people are realizing you can get away with this, and why aren't I doing it?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm sure we'll talk about this, but the secondary part of now every single game that we play, that I feel like anytime somebody does something heroic, I think they're cheating. Mm-hmm. And it's frustrating because, like, if you do anything cool, like immediately hacks much. It's like, okay, obviously, have you seen my KD ratio? I'm not hacking, but it sucks that our community's become that way. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also kind of valid.
Yeah, they have a good reason. It's not like it does suck because like at first when we had first started playing, it was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe you got me. Like, and people like hacks, and you'd be like, no, like he's not hacking. Like whatever.
The odds of that are so low.
Yeah, and then all these videos start coming out, and you start seeing stuff like actual like blatant hacks, and then it's just like pretty evident at this point now. Just people are doing it almost every single match. Like it's almost every match I notice that like I swear one person is having some hacks.
Yeah, I was actually playing last night, and we had this guy on our team who like he was doing some pretty crazy stuff, and I was like, I think this guy might be hacking. And I got to watch his full round because I died right at the beginning, so I watched his full round, and it gets to the last guy, and nobody really knows where he is. And then all of a sudden, this guy runs out of the objective. He looks on the ceiling above him and just starts like shooting lines through the ceiling. It's like there's no evidence that this guy would have been there, and he gets the dude through the ceiling, and I'm just like, you douche. And like we kicked him immediately, which was super satisfying. Like we all reported him and kicked him, and I was like, get out. But it's just like, so we talked last week a little bit about how I say last week, which is funny because we just published it today, and hopefully this podcast will be up in like 3 days.
One word, guys. Turtle.
Always anyway, the turtle.
We talked a little bit last week about how we've been losing more than we were at first, and like we feel like we're getting worse. And I think we came up with a lot of good reasons of why that's probably true, because we're not playing as seriously, we're not coordinating.
Definitely. But also, I've been doing really dumb stuff. I just kind of go in there like I don't care.
Yeah, I mean we've been like just doing stupid one-man rushes and dumb stuff. But also, I think some of it is coming down to hacking, because we have been like being a little more serious about it lately, and this is just in casual, and we're still losing when I feel like we shouldn't.
No, and I feel like the games that I feel like we're in a fair match, where if there is a hacker, he's toggling or he's not, it's only one of them, we do great. We work our strategy, but we get so frustrated on these other ones when it's just... And like I say, I hate to always blame it on hacking, but it feels so sketchy sometimes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I'm not one to assume that I've been cheated. Like I'm every single time I die, I'm like, oh, that's garbage.
Oh, that's garbage.
But I'm never like, oh, that's hacks. Like there's been times where Chris has been like, I think that guy was hacking. I'm like, no, he probably wasn't. Like just give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. But I'm just not feeling that anymore. I'm just feeling like I think it probably was. Like the other night, we were like, we're just like running this lobby. We're up 2-0. We're doing really well, and then all of a sudden, the other team just like comes back with a vengeance and just like starts wrecking us,
like crushing us.
Yeah, and they were just complete garbage before that, and it's just like, I don't think you guys just got your act together.
Oh, it's like, and especially those guys, they were falling for like tricks like. I was just laying prone like around a door and they'd run in past me. Like weren't even checking corners and we were just blowing them away. And then all of a sudden, like you're getting headshotted through a barricade, like across, and they're outside, like on the scissor lift or something. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I was like sneaking up on somebody and they like would suddenly turn around and wreck me.
Yeah.
But, it's such a huge problem and they need to do something about it. Like fair fight isn't working.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like we ran into hacking very often during our Battlefield days?
No.
I don't think so.
Is it harder to tell because there's 64 players in a match?
I mean, that also the fact that there's admins on and they have Punkbuster.
Yeah, I just think it's so much more locked down in Battlefield.
Is Punkbuster that much superior? I don't know much about it.
Yeah, so Punkbuster is more of like a, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like it scans your game files, and Fair Fight's more of a, it sees how many kills you're getting, how often you're getting kills, how you're getting kills, and determining whether or not that was fair.
Right.
And how often you're doing that, and whether or not that was fair.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know all the logistics behind all these anti-hack solutions, but basically, like Chris is saying, Fair Fight is kind of reactive, and Punkbuster is more like proactive.
Gotcha. And probably more expensive. This is why Ubisoft isn't using it.
Probably. But I mean, it's just like it's getting to the point where it's only driving people away, and like it needs, like, something has to be done.
You know,
it's upsetting.
To this game's testament, even with this, we played every night this week. I mean, we're all super busy people with jobs and families and everything, and we still find time, because this is like the best game ever. It's just so aggravating on occasion.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, like, you can tell the difference. Like, I'm pretty good at the game, and when it's obvious that, like, someone on the other team, it's always blatant almost, like, when we're getting wrecked. Like, it's just blatant. It's like you just feel like you suck because you can't do anything without getting just destroyed. Nothing works anymore. You can't do the flank anymore. Nothing works. And then it's like when it's actually a fair fight, like, I do really well. It's just obvious when it's, I don't know, it's just annoying. And then the other day there was a team that was hacking. They didn't care. They had the hack was like advertising the website that they got the hacks from,
like in the chat.
Yeah. And so I was like,
so
are you serious,
dumb.
guys? Like, this is so stupid. And they're like, I only use it when there's other hackers on the other team. It's like, okay, so you think someone's hacking on the other team, so you turn on your hacks and ruin it for everybody else on that team?
Yeah.
Like, it sucked.
Yeah, it's like, that's the
so
thing
dumb.
too with hacking, is like, I just don't get the rationale. Like, I don't understand why it's fun to win because you had a script running that made you win.
Yeah. So I could see, like, if we were playing a custom game and I was playing against you two and I turned it on and wrecked you and, like, laughed because I know you, and then I turned it off and we play for real. That is the only thing where it would just be like, I know I can piss Ryan off specifically, but then it's not, it's not to play the game. That's like these guys,
right?
Like Clever, like what does he get from, I'm a pro player. I guess the 25 grand doesn't hurt, but
yeah,
still.
the thing with Clever, like, he can get in trouble legally because there's money involved. And so if he's actually caught hacking and he had gotten to, like, one of those tournaments where they had won and then he was caught hacking, he could be, like, legally in trouble.
Prosecuted, yeah.
Yeah. Which is
like in Clever's
scary.
case, I almost get it more than, you know, with, like, just casual play. Like, it's almost like an NBA team, like, playing a bunch of fourth graders. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny for a few minutes, but then after a while, it's like, okay, we won the game, but so what? Like,
yeah,
this wasn't a fair fight. Like, so who cares that we won? You know, it's not fun.
It's like what we were talking about when we were a couple episodes back talking about Don't Starve. When you hit that point in the game where it's like, yeah, I got this. And then it kind of gets boring because it's no longer challenging.
Right.
But there's no, like, satisfying moment where you're like, yeah, I got this. It's like, yeah, I paid $19. I'm a roller.
So, and some people just don't believe that there's hacks at all. The other day, somebody had posted on the subreddit, and there's no proof to the story. So it could just be a story, but they had posted about their friend, like, had been hacking for like 4 months.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. So basically, the story was, his friend, like, they were playing, and the guy was, like, complaining about hackers or whatever in the game, and his friend basically told him that he was hacking, and, like, he didn't believe him. He thought it was, like, a joke or whatever. And so he goes over to his friend's house. Like, I guess they live pretty close or whatever. So he goes over to his friend's house, and his friend shows him, like, the download file where he had downloaded it back in January. He was using it this whole time. He showed him how it worked, and the friend was, like, pissed, apparently, like, I can't believe you were doing that. And then he was more mad that he had been hacking for 4 months straight, playing 200 plus hours, and he was still, like, wasn't caught. Never caught by Fair Fight, but he had played 200 plus hours hacking since January. And then, anyway, more or less, like, so basically he was hacking the whole time. Fair Fight never caught him. And then I guess the guy had, like, told his friend to delete it, and then he downloaded TeamViewer on his computer. So now when they're playing, he just randomly checks TeamViewer to make sure his friend isn't hacking.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty funny, but, like, I see, like, now it's so frustrating. Like, this guy plays for 4 months, 200 plus hours, never ever caught by Fair Fight for hacking. For 4 months he hasn't installed.
You want to hear my theory?
Ridiculous. Yes.
That report button, That's just a button.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
The only piece of code that is associated with that button is a little text that comes up and says, so and so has been reported to fair fight. That's the only thing it does. I don't think it logs it anywhere.
It's conceivable.
If they had made some way, and I don't know how this would be to code like on a developer standpoint or anything, but if they had made some way to watch your matches, like it would be so much more satisfying to be able to watch and see like, okay, like I'm just so like I want to see this guy play. You go and watch him and then you can tell like, hey, he's definitely wall hacking. And if you could actually send reports to Ubisoft and they would do something about it, that'd be great. But apparently sending reports to Ubisoft doesn't do anything. Like people send videos and the video doesn't even get watched, like never even viewed after days, and they won't tell you if they do anything.
What do they do in the CS:GO community for this? I never played.
They have a back ban system there, so that's just how the ban works. But they have like a punk buster type thing where it scans your game files, and you can report people, and people will actually get banned pretty fast. There's not as much of a problem in CS:GO.
Yeah,
I mean,
I actually read. I think I sent you guys this article a little while back about like kind of like basically they went and interviewed hackers and like the suppliers of hackers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they talked a lot about CSGO, and like the hackers said basically what they would do is whenever there's a Steam sale, they'll buy a whole bunch of keys so that when they get caught, they can just keep playing.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, that's something you can never stop, but at least you're charging them like hundreds of dollars to continue playing the game.
Yeah, that's freaking expensive. Like, I can't believe people are, I'll just buy another game. Like, I don't have time for that crap.
So
I just don't get why. Like,
so this hacker we were playing with a long time ago, the first one that we had ever encountered that was like definitely obvious, and the first one where it was like, oh, he wasn't hacking, I went and rewatched the clip, and I was like, no, he snapped to my head, and we watched it, and it was like, yeah, he's hacking. So I'm not gonna say his name, but anyway, I imagine action was taken against him because today I played against the same guy, same name. I clicked on the guy's name, and he was like level 40 something, and he was hacking again, like obvious wall hacks. And it was like, are you serious? So you just bought the game again? It's like, you bought the game again, you're gonna hack again. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, it's dumb.
It just sucks.
Yeah, I just don't get it. If you need to be that good at a game, just go play Call of Duty on single player on easy. Like, and there you go. Like, you having the same experience essentially.
So here's the open invitation, all ye who listen here. If you're a hacker, let us talk to you. Come join us and explain your side of the story. I'd be fascinated.
We will interview you under a pseudonym on the podcast.
We won't tell anybody who you are. I don't care who you are. I'm just curious to know behind.
Why?
I want a real voice. Somebody to tell me this is what it is. Because so often people are just, anyways, open invitation.
Yeah. That would be fun. Email us, vgfcast@gmail.com, and we'll set that up. That'd be awesome. I would like to get behind that rationale. But anyway, we've been on this for way too long.
Yep. Wow, that's a 30-minute grievance we just
essentially.
Well, it was important.
It's the big thing.
Yeah, it's something that needs to be fixed. So, but that also kind of brings up
more grieving.
The lesser side of hacking, I guess, or cheating. It's not hacking, but it's glitching. So there's like exploiting. Yes. So there's the glitching into the stairs in Yacht. There's the van on Canal. There's the wall in kid's bedroom on Oregon. And there's a few others right now that are there. So basically it's like people finding ways to get inside of walls where they can shoot out, but you can't shoot in, and they can see through the wall. Man, those people piss me off.
So my biggest problem with it is not only are they doing it, but they think it's not cheating. Like, they think it doesn't matter. Like, the freaking Capcan Invisible laser, they all thought like, oh, it's not cheating because everybody can do it. Oh, you should know to look for it. Like, no. Like, that's cheating. Exploiting is cheating.
Even the Captain Laser glitch, like that was dumb too, but that even wasn't as bad as this. Like,
like this is breaking the game. It was like when they were using barricades to get outside during the prep phase.
Yeah.
Like, so
exactly.
Awful. Like, making the game unplayable. I've been lucky though. I haven't run into this, like, I think only once. You guys must always find it when I'm not around.
Dude, we found it on Yacht, and it was so dumb. Like, they're inside the staircase. They're completely invincible, even from like grenades and everything. Like, you cannot hit them. They can get out at any time they want. So it's not even like they get stuck in there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's like
bad.
it's a pretty central part of the map. It's like that one second floor area where you come in and it's kind of the open thing with like the stairs that go up to third.
Yeah.
So it's just right there, like where a lot of action takes place, and they're just in there. They can see you and they shoot you, and you can't do anything about it.
Yep.
And
Sucks.
it's like you are completely breaking the game. Like this is not fun for anyone. It's so dumb. Man, it's so dumb. It actually reminds me of in Halo CE, Halo 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's a glitch on Blood Gulch where like there's this one rock that like points up kind of in a phallic type of
I know exactly the rock you're talking about.
and you can back up a warthog right in front of it and get in the gunner seat, and when you hop out of the gunner seat it puts you in a position where it clips you inside the rock, and so you can get inside this rock and you're completely you can't be seen, you can't be shot at, but you can shoot out. So like you can get a sniper rifle and go in there. And it reminds me of like, I learned about this and I did it like once at a LAN party because it was funny, right? Mm-hmm. But then after that, like we never did it again because it's freaking stupid and it ruins the game. Like you don't keep doing that. And also because if you keep doing it, your friend is going to punch you in the sack. Because that's what you deserve.
You should always play as though you're at a LAN party and your friend can punch you in a sack. Like that's the standard by which you should do something.
Yes. If my friend would punch me in the sack for doing this, I shouldn't do it, even if it's online and they can't punch me in the sack.
The anonymity creates monsters. It's just
we talked about this already. this
raging against the internet.
Anyway, okay, we're getting off this, but Ubisoft, we need hot fixes for these patches. If you're listening. Or for these exploits, we need quick patches. We don't want to wait for the next update. When this is found out, like make it so they can't get in there, and do like better yet, put a kill box in there so they can still get in there. But the second they get in, they get killed, and then they get reported.
Ooh, I like that. I like
awesome.
it. Or even just kill them because they'll just get vote kicked from a team over and over and over again. Like you moron, you know that's gonna happen. I love it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Something more exciting. We're still talking Siege, but this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Dustline.
I'm so excited.
Dustline
will be
season
cool.
2.
Yes.
Oh, wait, is it season 2 or 3?
Season 2.
Season 2. Okay. I didn't know if season 1 was like release.
Gotcha.
Dustline. So Chris, you recorded the thing. Chris has the video of the announcement up on his YouTube, which we'll link you to if you want to check it out. But
don't
tell us what
dislike
it's
my
about.
video because you don't like the announcement. That's what people are doing. I've got like 25 dislikes and like 30 likes, and it's because people don't like the announcement, which I get. But it's like I'm not a Ubisoft representative. Like I'm not the person that made this video.
Like, hey guys,
I'm just sharing information.
Don't do that to me.
Like the effort for putting it up so we can see it.
And people are like commenting like I own something. Or like come on, man, you guys gotta put more information out there about this. It's like, man, like I'm not affiliated with Ubisoft. I just uploaded that.
You are literally shooting the messenger, like in all senses of the word.
But I agree with people. It was upsetting because we knew everything already. They already said, except for the fact that it was going to be a high action map in somewhere in the Middle East.
Getting into happy stuff.
Okay, but yeah, happy stuff. Valkyrie.
Okay, we didn't know everything. We suspected things, but what did we learn?
Yeah, okay, so we learned about Valkyrie and Blackbeard, the two new operators, are going to be U.S. Navy SEALs. It's going to be set in not Afghanistan, just Middle East somewhere. And the map is going to be, according to Justin's comments, high action. So I don't know if that means it's going to be something really small like House, or if that just means there's going to be high traffic areas. But map's going to be high action. We know Valkyrie has her sticky cameras that you can throw outside. We don't know how they're going to work. We haven't seen pictures of anything. Cool. It is cool. We haven't seen pictures of anything yet, so we don't know if there's going to be big red and blue lights or a bunch of loud beeping coming from it or anything.
Please, it's going to have a big like neon arrow saying, I'm here.
Probably. And then we have Blackbeard, who has the assault rifle with the shield on the front of it. So when he aims down sights, he's got the shield in front of him that we don't know how it'll work, if it'll just block the body or just headshots, but that's basically what he has. We haven't really seen anything about that either, but
so
we just know what much. They have.
I think they confirmed their loadouts somewhere.
Oh yes, they have. They talked about she has a Spaz 12, I think, and they both have Desert Eagles, I think. But
Yeah,
and I
Desert
think they
Eagle,
said
that'll be
some other
fun.
things about their assault rifles, which I think they're just going to be
Did
normal assault
Blackbeard have
rifles. But
frags?
I don't remember.
Shoot, I can't. I think he had breach charges and stuns or something. Actually,
I think that would make more sense.
No. They didn't confirm that because I remember just the other day, people were talking about it and trying to figure out what he was going to have, and somebody had found an audio files that Blackbeard said something about a nitro cell, like nitro cell out or something. So people were like thinking like maybe he's the only attacker with a nitro cell. Like we don't know because we don't know what their gadgets are.
I'm pretty
yet.
sure Epi talked about it on Siege the Show. Did he? That Siege podcast. I listened to it. I listened to it like when I went to bed, so I was kind of falling asleep. But sorry, guys.
We still love you.
But I'm pretty sure that he was saying breach charges and flashes or something. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that's not super.
I would love another operator with frags though.
Mm-hmm. With frags would be great.
Yeah,
I'm excited. To me, he seems like the reverse Tachanka. Like, hey, you know how everything's protected except for your face? Now it's going to be the opposite. Everything is open except for your face.
The one part that you actually need protected would be your face.
Oh, Chonky. He'll never get love.
Yeah.
I really don't think he will. It's so sad.
Yeah. I don't know how much love Blackbeard's going to get either. I think he's going to be like Buck, where people play him at first because he's new, and then afterwards people realize like, he's not adding that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like playing Buck though.
They still need to up how that works. So I can do that on some walls where you can hit one, you can just go right through, and from like a pretty good distance away. But there's other walls where it's like, and barricades too. You have to hit a barricade sometimes like 3 or 4 times. It should be, if you're close enough to a barricade, boom, it's out. One shot.
Or at least enough to vault.
Yeah. His destruction needs to be good for him to have some at a distance.
Mm-hmm. If it worked exactly like they showed in that GIF when they announced the update, I'd be totally fine. But it doesn't always work like that.
See, he fits my play style really nicely though, because I like to kind of go off in a random room a little bit away from you guys and just wait for them to walk in, and then I can just have my shotgun waiting, bam, and then run back to where everybody is. So for me, Buck's great, but I'm not using him the way they intended it to be.
Yeah, I still think he, like Chris says, I think he needs a little more buff.
Even just destruction damage, environmental destruction damage.
Yep.
Right.
And floors too. If he can just hit a floor and it would just like a big hole in the floor, that'd be awesome. Sweet. Be awesome.
Yeah, we don't need another Super 90. We just want a hole.
Yeah, actually, I want to try using Buck more. You know how we use Ash sometimes, where we'll go underneath and blow holes in the floor.
Yeah,
I think Buck would be good for that too, especially like on Chalet when they're up in the kitchen. You can go underneath to the wine cellar.
Yeah,
like that floor. It's so close to you. It's not that high up, and it's all wood. So I think you could really bust up a lot of that area with Buck, and then you got that nice assault rifle just to.
I do love his assault rifle. I thought you were gonna say. Train room, like shooting up into the lounge above the train room. I was like, but I think that would be too far. I think the fall off is too great for him to do more than just put little
that's
BB
a high
holes.
ceiling for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to try it though. It would definitely work the opposite way though.
Yes,
he could open a series of holes up there.
Yep.
Yeah,
it works real nice.
Yeah,
and
I think we need to try using that more.
Tactically.
More tactically.
So quick, if you're playing Buck or if you're playing on consulate and you want to try Buck out for something really fun, this is going to be kind of hard to follow. So I hope you know names of rooms and stuff.
Set it up real good. So it's bombs where the bombs are upstairs on consulate. They're in the what we call the party room, which is
with all the disco
the
lights
room with the disco lights,
the flipped over table.
Exactly.
Right outside the balcony.
Yep. On the south side of the building, you got that balcony, and then you have that room that has Bravo in it, I believe. And then you got the other bomb site, which is in a consult office or meeting office.
I think it's consul's office.
I think it's consult.
Consul's office. So you've got those 2 bombs. If you take Buck and you enter the east side of the building in Visa office, so you enter the first floor Visa office, and you make your way to service stairs, which should be just right there on the southeast stairs. If you don't know the call out for that, so service stairs, you go up and you make a right. So now you're going into like the main, like the top of spiral stairs. That area, you're at that.
Right. So so at this point, you're crossing in front of admin office. That's called.
Yep.
You're crossing in front of admin office where the vending machines are, and there's like that desk on top of the spiral stairs. So you're right in that area, and then you turn and you cross that desk spiral stairs.
Yeah. So, and then there's usually a barricade there. So sorry, not there. That's usually open because spiral stairs usually has a barricade. But then there's barricades everywhere else that like goes outside. Like bathrooms, sometimes they have a barricade. They definitely always have a barricade at the northwest stairs, the exit stairs. There's a barricade there, and so everybody's kind of like facing these barricades, but you're like inside with them, and they just don't really know it. And so if you sit there like behind that desk and wait until your team starts pushing those windows, as soon as they do, everybody starts focusing on those windows. Then you just like knife them from behind. Like literally, you can walk up behind them all, just start knifing them. Or you can, as long as you have a suppressor on, just go to semi-automatic and just headshots.
Okay, so wait, why does it have to be Buck and not anybody else?
So you can do. So the reason I choose Buck as well is if you're behind that desk, that you're also next to that destructible wall on the south side of you, and that goes into that party room, the alpha bomb site, and you can just, that's usually not reinforced, so you can just hit that wall and you're in that room with them, and they're not watching that wall, they're watching the door that goes to service stairs, they're not watching the wall. And so if you have a drone and you see that, bam, you're in that room with them.
If you have a team pushing those balcony windows.
Yep. It's just that's so useful to be in there like with them. They don't even notice. Like you're in there with them in their room and they have no idea.
Hey, remember that time we did something cool like that and then you blew me up with the breach charge 2 seconds before we run the round?
Yes.
I remember.
I do remember that.
I'm still pissed.
My thermite. Yep. We were hitting that wall. Yeah, I was hitting that wall because he'd planted the diffuser. So my thought was, I'm going to hit this wall so I can watch it from like rappelling down spiral. That was like my thought process. So I was going to do that. But he was like standing at that wall. And so I told him I'm doing a thermite charge here.
Defenders repel.
Yeah.
Attacking.
Well,
we were attacking.
And here's the thing. So I moved for your first one.
Yeah. So he moved for my first one. I didn't say anything about the second one. I just planted it.
So it blows up and I go back to my awesome position because I'm waiting there with my shotgun waiting for somebody to walk through that door and I'm going to friggin' blow them away. And then
And then I put the thermite charge down and blow them up. And I get killed too at the same time. So
partially my fault for not hearing the behind me, but that's all right.
There was chaos ensuing. I don't think you could have heard it.
Gosh, Chris.
It was poor communication for sure.
It was funny.
It was funny. But I'm still a little miffed.
But yeah, anyway, we're going to move on from Siege, but go ahead and email us or tweet us and let us know what you think about hacks and exploits and Buck and Dustline and everything, especially if you're a hacker.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. Have you on the show.
We'll make it worth your while somehow. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to pretend like it is, but
that's worth your while. We're on the show.
We won't punch you in the sack. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Can I ask one question about Siege really quick? This may take us over time.
No.
Okay. Why is there no compass rose on the camera after you've died?
Oh my gosh, please.
All the time I'm on my drone and there's only some maps that I know. Hereford, I know the front is the north, and Consulate, I know the south is the front of the building. That's all I know. House, I don't even know the direction of that map. So there's so many maps I don't know. I have to switch to a player to find out what way's the front, and then switch back to the camera to find out what way they're coming from.
If they were doing it for reality's sake, that's silly because you're dead, and and you have a compass rose when you're alive. It's just we were playing yesterday. I was like, this is dumb. This is dumb. That was almost my moment's grievance until my tooth started hurting.
Yeah, I'm with you. We need compasses on every view.
Anyways.
We need mods. But yeah, okay. Siege is done. So we're going to talk about the PS4 Neo and Rocket League Hoops. But before we get to that, I just wanted to bring up one thing. So a couple episodes ago, I was talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider and how I finished it. And I was excited to get onto the challenges, but I was a little wary because challenges a lot of times can suck. But these challenges are awesome.
I did not expect you to say that.
It's so good. So basically what it is, it's just so creative. So they run you back through basically every section of the game. Okay, so it could be a combat section, it could be a tomb or whatever, but they divide it up into like a natural break. And they make it like one sequence where it's, I don't know, 7 to 8 minutes once you know how to do it. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of like like a racing game with checkpoints. So they'll have like these little orbs that you have to pick up as you go, and you like it keeps your combo meter going. So if you and like this combo meter's ticking down, you have to pick up the next orb to recharge it, right? And so like it's basically like learning how to max min or min max like this run through the tomb and like keep that combo meter going. And there's like lanterns that are hanging around, and when you shoot the lantern, it'll restart your combo again. So you have to like manage like, okay, when can I follow the orb's path, and when am I not going to be able to get to the next orb in time, so I have to shoot a lantern. And like it's just so good. Like I've never seen anything like this in a challenge mode. Like it's just way cool, and like it's something that like it's awesome because I can hop back into it at any time and just like be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna spend the next couple of days like trying to master this one tomb, and I don't feel like I have to do all of it.
Yeah.
So
that is pretty cool. So I know we said we were done with Siege, but just real quick, it's gonna take me like a minute. You said challenges.
We're Siege addicts.
You said challenges, and it made me think about how
like 2 seconds. Oh wait, Siege.
It just made me think about how stupid their challenges are. Like, I don't play the game any differently from their challenges, and I would love it for it to be, if you ever played Halo Reach, their challenges were so good. They had weekly challenges, which I don't even care about that. You don't have to do that. But their daily challenges were like, kill 2 opponents with a plasma stick, 2 opponents, or assassinate 3 opponents. If Siege had challenges like, instead of win 2 rounds with Fuse, if it was get a kill with a cluster charge with Fuse.
Yeah, that's super simple,
so
but
much
it'd be
better.
way better.
And it makes you learn the operators. With Twitch, destroy 10 gadgets with Twitch. It makes you use her ability, makes you learn to use the operator, and it's better than win 2 rounds with Twitch, because then I just play Twitch just to win those rounds. I don't, and if it was
totally
something
meaningless.
like, get a knife kill. Go for a knife kill, or get, I don't know.
Yeah, they're just totally meaningless. Like,
Yeah.
especially like get 15 headshots. Like, I guess I'll just keep playing the game.
Yeah. Win 8
Thanks,
matches.
Rainbow Six. I wasn't aiming for their face in that one shot kill. Thanks for the prompt.
Exactly. Or I'll win 8 matches. Like, just give me a day.
We'll
it'll be over.
Yeah.
Or 8 rounds, I think that one is, but still.
Yeah, I'm with you. They need to be better
those
challenges.
Stupid terrorist hunt challenges. I have like 200 something hours played in Siege and like 5 hours in terrorist hunt.
Same.
I guarantee you 4 hours in terrorist hunt is just because I have challenges that I have to complete.
Yep. Until we finally learn, like,
me.
oh, you can drop these challenges. Yeah. Sweet. I'm never playing Terrorist Hunt again.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Terrorist Hunt's so bad. Like, okay, I love Siege. I don't want to rag on Siege. We've been ragging on Siege a lot, but Terrorist Hunt is so bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. But yeah, challenges could use some refreshing. But anyway, this PS4 Neo. So did you guys read about this?
Yes. So my personal opinion on it,
Well, what is it first?
What is it? You can explain it. You probably explain it better than I can.
So basically, Giant Bomb had some sources that let them know, and they received like documents and stuff. So this is pretty solid, pretty well confirmed. Yeah, they reported basically that PS4 is going to have sort of an incremental upgrade called the code name is PS4 Neo, and it's basically going to be faster processor / GPU, more RAM dedicated to games. I think that's
basically
pretty much the only difference.
Machine.
Yeah,
and
but basically a more powerful console.
More powerful for sure.
Yes, it has more gigaflops or teraflops or whatever they measure it in. But so it's basically a more oomph. It's going to make your games look better. And so kind of the details behind it are like every game that comes out starting in October, which presumably is around the time this will release, will have a standard mode and a PS4 Neo mode. And so if you have the Neo, it's going to run at maybe a higher frame rate or maybe higher resolution or maybe extra lighting effects
better
or something.
Textures,
It'll look better. It'll be cooler. And that's basically it.
Yeah. So there's things that PlayStation has said, Sony has said that they're going to like limit. So developers can't do like, you can only get this game on the PS4 Neo, or you can only get this like Rocket League. You can only get this Rocket League tire if you have the PS4 Neo, or
right.
You can't have a Neo.
They don't want to split up their.
So they have no splitting their player base.
PSN, like.
Yep.
Everything's
the same. Yeah. So
same hardware requirements. If it can't be used on the PS4, you can't add it to the Neo.
Right. It's basically like upgrading your graphics card in your PC. Like you're playing the same games. It's just going to look better.
Yeah. So I think I like it because what it's going to do, first of all, is it's going to lower the price of the regular PS4, so more people are going to be able to buy it. And secondly, like it's nice to have something that like. So it bugs me when people build computers and say this is a console killer. It's just annoying, but it's nice to have a console that can actually like play games at a high level and make it look nice. And have a console that does that, and it's not like it's something you have to buy. It's not like, oh, it's the PS5 is already out, you got to go buy it so you can play all the new games. It's just like you don't have to buy it, but if you want something nicer, if you don't have one yet, you may as well buy the one that's going to look nicer. Like I don't think there's any downside to it. I think it's a good idea. Like why not?
Yeah, it's certainly a cool idea. I just think it's taking us to dangerous territory for consoles. Because that's not what a console is. That's not why you buy a console. You buy a console because you buy it and you know that you're going to play all the games that come out on that console and you're going to play it at the best possible settings. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to say like, oh, how well is this game going to run on my version of the console? Like that's the appeal, isn't it? And if you really, really care about graphics and you really care about how good it looks, why are you playing on a console?
Yeah. It's a good point. For me, it's what I don't want them to do is things are progressing so much quicker that what is the regular cycle? 7-8 years from gen to gen?
Well, that's what it was the last one, but previous to that, it had always been about 5.
Okay, so let's even say 5 years. The amount of crap that happens, let's say in the PC world in 5 years is crazy. Like it's a huge difference. I kind of like the idea of an incremental upgrade where they're not trying to do something silly. So you don't get like a Wii U experience where it's like, okay, we've got the Wii and that was cool, but we need something big and huge and grand for this next one. So we're going to give it the most obtuse controller ever seen or known to man because we still need to be cool and hip and have everybody trying to get this for Christmas. Like when something comes along that actually facilitates that jump in a generation, that's awesome. Like motion control was fun. It was a great thing, but like don't just force something to change to the next level. Does that make sense? If the only difference is going to be performance, sure. Give it to us in incremental amounts.
I guess, but I don't know. I feel like going from like Xbox 360 to Xbox One was pretty much that, and like that was fine. Like there just wasn't really a need for like an Xbox 360 and a half. Like I don't know, like it just seems so weird for a console to do this.
I think so. I think the biggest thing is like the current consoles that they had made, they skimped out a lot. Like
I think so too.
Did a lot of cheaping, and they didn't build them to how they could be built with the money they had. So I think the thing is, there's games that's like they have to turn down the quality so low where it just kind of looks ugly. I think the thing is, and so they just have games at this point where they are limited to what they can do because the consoles can't handle it.
Right. Yeah. I think these consoles were a little underpowered when they came out. I think you're exactly right. Like, and like, I'm totally fine with like, hey, we're doing a slim version of the console. It's got a bigger hard drive. Like we've seen that before and that's great. Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
But like these consoles were just a little underpowered when they came out. And in the past, like it's been like, you know, when the 360 came out, like it was insane how much power it had for what it cost. Like if you were to build a PC with the same amount of power, it would have cost a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's not like that with these newest consoles. It's like they were afraid to take a loss on the front end sale of the console and make it back the money in the games, which is what they've done in the past. And so it's just like they were underpowered, they weren't good enough, and now people are already like, man, this console is not as good as I was hoping it would be, and these games aren't running in 60 frames per second, or if they are, they're not 1080p, and that's what people expect.
Yeah.
Like that's your fault on the front end. And now basically I just feel like you're screwing over all the PS4 owners, and Xbox One, from what we know, is doing something similar. So Microsoft's not immune from this, but
Microsoft is never immune.
They will.
Never.
They'll follow the competitor. For sure.
Well, I mean, they're both doing it independently, but yeah, it's just like, so if I bought a PS4 2 years ago, like what? Like I just shouldn't have done that.
No, see, the
trick
is to get it
it
for
doesn't
free.
matter. Like, as
That is the trick.
okay, they got one for free. Like that's the thing. Like if you bought a console because you don't care about FPS standards, you don't care about how the game looks, you bought it to play these games, then you don't have to worry about the PS4 Neo. Like you don't even got to worry about it. Like, yeah, you have your PS4. Yes, you should have bought it because you have it to play your games.
I think it's the completionist in Ryan. It's the fact that he NG+1, isn't that what it's called?
New Game Plus, NG Plus,
NG Plus. That you did that to Dark Souls. Like that mentality, like, I'm not playing with a PS4. There's a PS4 Neo out. And that is that is what the experience I need.
That's just it. It's like knowing that I could be having a better experience.
Yeah.
Is just like, and it's not like, oh, I can't afford to buy a PS4, so I'm playing I don't know, Grand Theft Auto on PS3 instead.
Yeah.
You know, like,
hence
it's just like, oh, this could be better.
Hence you move to the PC market.
Exactly. And PC, that just is that even worse all the time, because it's like I could have a 980 or a 980 Ti. Or an i7. Like,
you don't need 980 Ti.
It just
unless
never
you're
ends
do
on
4K
PC.
resolution, which you don't even have the monitor for because they're over expensive.
Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to. Is like
you don't want it to be a PC experience.
I could be having a better experience, and then also like it just that like I buy a console because I plug it into my TV, I turn the game on, and it works every time, and I don't have to worry about settings. And with this, it's like, okay, well now I have to think about, you know, how well will this game run, and
do I want to buy this new big game if it's not going to run as well? It wasn't really built for my specs.
Right. Like you're just taking out the simplicity of consoles, which in my opinion is one of the few reasons that you should choose console over PC. Like I love consoles. I love console gaming, but that's one of the strengths of console. And so at this point it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to be spending another $400 to upgrade just 2 years down the line, you know, and maybe you'll get $200 back by trading into GameStop or something, but still,
please, nobody ever got $200 at GameStop for anything.
Yeah,
you'd offer your little sibling up to GameStop, and they'd offer you like, I'll give you $5.
Yeah, freaking GameStop. I bought so stupid. I bought Advanced Warfare from them. Like, my friend wanted to play it, and I was like, you know, like I mean, like whatever, like I'll play. Maybe we'll have fun for like a couple months or whatever. So I bought it. And then he got an Xbox One, and it was like he was playing it on there. I was like, well, I'm not going to play this anymore then, because I didn't get an Xbox One for probably like another 6 months, which I haven't touched for like a year. Legit. Anyway, so now I have it in the game. Seriously, like I played it once, maybe twice, and it's like a month or 2 months old, maybe. And I went to GameStop. I was like, hey, how much will you guys buy this game for? And they're like $10. It's like, this is like the new one, right? This is the new one, like the new and the Day Zero version, right? Yeah, and they're like, yeah, it's $10. It's like, oh. It's like, okay. I was like, I'll just keep it then.
I'll keep it.
So I walked around the store looking, like acting like I was interested in stuff. They're freaking selling it for like $50. The used version for $50.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? What a bunch of douchebags. You're going to buy it for me for $10, turn around and sell it for $50? So anyway, I sold it on Craigslist for $30. Like,
good. Well done.
Take that, GameStop.
I was so mad. I was like,
it's worth the risk of being murdered.
GameStop sucks. If you're ever going to sell stuff at GameStop, don't. Craigslist.
Just meet people at GameStop that you met on Craigslist.
Yep.
There you go. But yeah, like my final thought is just like, if I'm going to be spending a total of $600 on just the PS4, why didn't I just buy a PC?
Yeah.
Like for $600, I can make you a pretty nice PC that's going to run Siege on Ultra, like, and that's still going to be better than what the PS4 is going to run. The new PS4 is going to run Siege on, you know.
Selfless plug
or whatever other game.
Shameless plug.
Selfless plug.
I didn't say anything. I mean, Forum Custom Gaming.
I know. Exactly. I didn't say that.
Selfless plug.
I was trying to figure out what to say, like what that saying was, and I was like, I know it starts with an S. I think it's selfless.
It was so selfless of me to plug myself.
It's for my hungry child and my destitute wife. It is truly selfless.
Anyway, so email us and tweet at us what you think about the PS4 Neo, and we'll read some of those emails next time around and get some thoughts.
Yep.
Final thing for the day: Rocket League Hoops.
Oh my goodness! So, to be honest, I was super excited for it, but when I played it, it wasn't as fun as I was hoping it would be. I think part of that is I was expecting to go in and it be a bigger like 3v3 thing, and it's really a smaller 2v2 thing. And like you said,
I just
Ryan,
expected Rocket League with basketball hoops.
yes. And like
That's what I expected.
Ryan said, he said they probably tested it 3v3 and it was probably better 2v2, which makes sense. They probably did. And it was probably way better 2v2. One thing that it sucks though is you have to adjust so much for the ball. Like hockey was really easy because you knew where that puck was going. Like it was simple. It just slid on the ground. The basketball is like how they had the ball. It bounces so much where how you adjust, how you fly and everything is so different from playing regular Rocket League that it's so difficult to like hit the ball and then to get it in the hoop. Like if it was the normal soccer ball, the normal bounciness and everything, it would be, I think, a lot better, to be honest.
It's really hard to score. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And I've only played like probably 10 games tops, so I'm not super used to it yet. But
yeah, I played a lot more today and I started getting used to it, but I don't like the fact that you have to like adjust to how you have to hit the ball and how the ball's going to bounce. Like I wish it was just like normal Rocket League with hoops.
So what I've learned so far is now I know I had never gotten an invite because it's only 2v2. That's why I haven't played it.
Seriously.
Yeah, Taylor's hard to get to play Rocket League. Let's just forget about it. But he's worthless anyways.
Have you ever found your PS4 controller, by the way?
Yeah.
Where was it?
Hidden in a drawer. So our bed has drawers. I knew it. And everybody was getting mad. So little backstory. My nephews came and stayed with us. And the 2-year-old is the coolest kid ever. He has to have a spoonful of peanut butter wherever he goes.
Oh my gosh,
if
so
he
funny.
Does not have peanut butter, he is screaming bloody murder. And so like my stuff, so Chris came to Utah and was hanging out with us with these kids and their mom. And my stuff disappeared all week. It was so aggravating.
It was so funny.
Like it's like this little kid Philip knew that it was mine and just hid it. And so for weeks after, we found peanut butter everywhere, just crusty peanut butter all over our house. And so one of the things that went missing was my PS4 controller. And so like I haven't been playing Rocket League like hardly at all. And I looked everywhere and I could not find it. And then one night I'm going to bed and our bed has those little like storage drawers underneath. And like, as I'm looking, I see like smudged peanut butter all down one side. It's like white bed. So I go and grab like a rag to wipe it off and I'm chuckling. And it's like, wait, why is there peanut butter here? And I open it up. It's where we keep our extra sheets. And like, I start sifting through the sheets and underneath all of the sheets is my PS4 controller. And I kid you not, had peanut butter on it. And I was like, I knew it. It was Philip. Yeah, so funny.
That is really funny.
But yeah, long story short, I have it.
Good enough.
Cool. Yeah, you need to give it a shot because
it's fun to play. It's definitely interesting, but it's not what I was expecting. That's my only
it's not
sad.
what I was expecting, but I've enjoyed it so far, and I really like the little touches. So like you know how like on the on snow day, there's like the sound of the skates on the ice and stuff.
Oh, yes.
So in hoops, there's like
squeaky gym
like
floors,
the squeaky basketball shoes sound.
Nice.
And there's like when you score, it's like the basketball buzzer, like cool.
Yeah.
And like what else is there? There's like other stuff that's just like it's very basketball-y, and you're just like, oh man, they're nice touches. Like this is good stuff.
So here's the question then. For me, who's never played it, snow day or hoops?
Like if you were gonna go play, or like which one's better?
Which one's better?
Right now, I'd be inclined to say I've had more fun with snow day.
Yeah.
But hoops has the potential. If I was to go play right now, I'd play hoops.
Gotcha. It still has that novelty factor that it hasn't
I would do that because
worn
it's
off.
new and I'm trying to learn it. But
yeah, it wasn't like was it Rocket Labs? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Where it was like,
Rocket Labs we played like twice, and we're like, oh, that was fun, but like I don't really have any desire to go back.
Yeah.
But this one I want to go back. I want to try it a little more. It's really interesting. So like Taylor hasn't played it, so like the way the goals are is so it's like a hoop, right, with a backboard, and it's raised from the ground, and then like coming down from the hoop is sort of like a net. So it's a transparent net that you can drive through, but the ball won't go through.
Oh, okay.
So it goes all the way down to the ground, and it's just like the slope. And so when the ball hits it, it'll like run up the slope, and then it's like almost always in danger of just being like dunked in.
Interesting.
So like it's really, really cool.
And that connects with the ground, so you can't go up through the bottom of the hoop?
No, you can't. Yeah,
So-
you have to go from the top because it's surrounded by a wall.
Gotcha.
Yep. So that's one thing that's so difficult about that, though, is the ball doesn't really roll ever. Like anytime anybody touches it
bounces off it a lot.
which is what frustrates me so much, is that it bounces so much. So it's so difficult to get it to go into that hoop because it's so bouncy. And that's another thing that they did. The bouncing sounds like a basketball on the ground, which is cool. But
yeah, I think
so
what Chris
bouncy.
is getting at is just that like, so the easiest way to score, I think, for basketball is the chip, right?
Yeah.
The chip shot is you get the perfect angle where it's going to hit the back and it's just going to fall right in. But the problem is, like, I think the ball is a little more bouncy. I think Chris is right. And also the court is so small, like it's probably like half size of a regular field, maybe even less.
It's tiny.
Okay.
Like it's so small that the ball never actually settles down to where you can get the chip. It's always bouncing, always.
Yeah.
So it just makes it really hard to have any real control.
So here's the question. What's the next sport they're going to do? Are we going to see some Rocket golf?
I don't think so.
I think golf is too slow.
Yeah.
I don't think you could really do baseball. What other sports are there that have goals on either end?
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
I couldn't see that being a thing.
it. Like if you
Water
touch
polo?
it, you catch it.
Water polo, guys.
Rugby. It basically
I-
a demolition derby.
I can't think of another sport that adapts itself well to the formula.
Okay, here's what I think.
You couldn't do football.
Remove the ball altogether, and demolitions count as points. So it is straight up just a demolition derby.
That would be cool.
As if it was like a where you have a specific target.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like an
Not like
Assassin's
Demolition
Creed.
Derby,
Like how
yeah.
Assassin's Creed kind of works.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh
fun.
my gosh, they should just make it, screw that, make it like freaking Mario Kart where you have your little balloons and you have two different teams trying to go after the people.
Love it.
You don't have to have power-ups, just your car and a bunch of boost, and you're just driving around this track.
That
trying
would
to
be
demo
an
people.
apocalyptic wasteland. Looking
It
for.
would be cool if they made little like the block battlefield from Mario Kart 64.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Something similar.
That's it. We're all writing emails.
Write a letter.
We need
Write
this
a letter.
now.
I hereby organize a letter writing campaign. All ye who hear my voice, send in an email and get us Demolition Derby for Rocket League. Perfect.
All right. Well, I think that's about it.
That was good
And
times.
that's podcast.
That's a
It
podcast.
was good times. That's a podcast, boys. Email us, vgfcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. We'll read your emails. And see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Dear hacker.
Or 2 weeks.
Dear hacker.
Yes,
send us an
please.
email.
Yeah.
We want to chat
Complete
with you.
anonymity and complete, what's that thing that they give out that's like,
Immunity?
yeah, immunity from me. So,
We promise we won't badmouth you. We want to know how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll probably badmouth you. No, I'm just kidding. We
after
won't.
you leave? No.
I was going to say after you leave, but we really won't. We're just curious how it
No.
works.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. Like, why? Like, why do you do it?
Oh, you know who? We should get Billy. Billy's a self-proclaimed hacker, isn't he?
Oh, Billy
Yeah.
Bade?
Yeah.
I don't know if we want him on there.
He's a viewer on stream.
Anyways,
Yeah. So before we finish, we're going to try to make these more regular without casting blame. It has taken us a long time in the past to post these, so sometimes our stuff becomes irrelevant by the time it goes up.
Turtle.
But we're going to try to be more regular every other Tuesday for now.
Yeah.
So you know when to find them.
And send angry tweets Taylor's way if you want to see it faster.
There you go.
I can promise you all I'm going to respond with is an emoji, but there you go.
The
You're going to get a turtle.
Or a cow. I like the
Clever
cow.
knows.
Yeah, the cow's good.
The cow
The
is
cow's very, like,
just
come pet
docile.
me.
Like, what up?
I'm a docile creature.
Notice I always choose like very slow, ponderous animals.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ones that
I
kinda
didn't-
just
I
walk
didn't
around the
catch
world
that
and-
symbolism.
Don't care about life, really.
Yeah. It's
They
like
don't really have, like, a mind to care about
all
life.
of the anger that's pointed towards me just rolls off my back as I'm chewing my cud.
There was this picture on Reddit the other day. This is completely off topic.
Oh, gosh.
But this buffalo had gotten hit by lightning like 2 years ago, and it was in some national park or whatever. So like these guys, one of the national park guys had seen it, and obviously like didn't do anything about it, like let nature take its course, and they just figured the buffalo died. But like 2 years later, they see the thing, and it has like on its back, it has like this big bald spot with like this awesome lightning scar on it.
That's
it's
cool.
freaking sick.
Sweet.
It's like this bison that's like, and how its eyes are, it just looks like it's like looking at the sky like, yeah, try that again. Let's go round 2. It's just awesome.
That's
this thing survived a freaking lightning strike to its back, and it has a scar to prove it. It's sick.
Awesome. We'll have to get a link for that.
Yeah.
Let's put a link in the notes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. That's a podcast.
See you later, guys.
Adios.
Good stuff, friends.